Just a few days before the election, and you may have noticed that the political chasm between liberals and conservatives in America is getting worse. According to Pew Research, it's the worst in 2 decades, with a growing view in each party that the other party is a threat to the nation's well-being. Psychological studies show the more a person adheres to one political ideology, the less likely they are to listen to any opinion or any fact that doesn't support it, creating so-called ideological silos. I recently spoke with David Rock, the director of the Neuro Leadership Institute in New York City, to find out what role the brain plays in partisan bias. It's nice to have you.
Good to be here.
So what explains partisanship?
Well, in the brain, there's a very automatic mechanism, which is to categorize each person that you pretty much lay eyes on as in what's called your in-group or your out-group. And your in-group means that they're similar to you, and in particular that you have common goals. And your out-group is that they're different and they've got competing goals. And we do this with everyone, and we have very, very, very different cognitive processes that happen depending on the category. And it's very automatic. It comes from our evolutionary history of kind of living in very small groups where a few people around us could be trusted, and most other people wanted to steal your food and kill you, basically. So
the trusted would be your in-group. The people trying to kill you are your out-group. Can you ever break out of your in-group and listen, even just listen to the out-group?
Well, it's really tricky because what happens is once you've decided someone is in your in-group, your brain literally processes what they say in a very similar way to thinking your own thoughts. Like you literally see what that person is saying. You know, you activate the visual network. You literally see the person's ideas. Whereas when you're just hearing information from an out-group member, you don't do that. You use a more conceptual network, and it's a much more shallow processing. So someone who's in your out-group, you literally don't even process what they're saying as much.
Is that why it's so hard for people to change their opinions, because they have to be wrong and they'd have to admit that they're wrong themselves, and that all these other people who are essentially just like them in their ear would be wrong? So that's a pretty high hurdle.
You know, when you're essentially talking to someone who's in your out-group, you don't even think about what they say, never mind really trust what they say. You kind of discard things, and information just kind of bounces off in a sense. It's just not processed in the way that you would process information from someone that you feel like you trust. And at the heart of it is that you feel that they've got competing goals to you. So when you actually have common goals, you turn an out-group member to an in-group member.
So when there's the aftermath of a storm, you often see people sort of don't even care about where people are coming from. The goal is to rebuild after the storm. Is that what
It's a good example. Now they don't care about age or race or politics or anything. They're working together. Now, the shared goal can't be like a lofty thing, like, oh, we all want, happiness for our children and world peace. That's true, but it's got to be an active goal, something you're planning.
That leads to an interesting question about leadership. Can leaders, whether you're talking about a corporate leader, because I know a lot of the work you do obviously is with corporations, or political leaders, help bring people together or keep people apart?
I wrote a piece on this just after the last election, which essentially a number of CEOs were saying to me, look, I go down to the factory floor and there are red hats lined up against Black Lives Matter, like literally lined up and about to yell at each other. And what do I do? And the fact is you can't really say nothing. Saying nothing is not leadership, and it's saying that you accept that. And you also can't come out for one side or the other. What you should do is actually hear both sides so that they feel heard. Like actually have both sides feel that you've really understood their perspective, and then say, well, I get you, and now here's what we're trying to achieve here. Here's the common goal that we all have. Here's the way that we're actually trying to save the world, or here's the constituents we're serving, and actually bring people together around that goal inside that company. And it's a really important thing to do.
It'll be interesting to see, as we head into the new midterm election, how people think about bringing people together, or is it just a bridge too far still at this point? David Rock, it's so nice to have you. I always love these conversations.
Thanks for having me.
You bet.